meeting of the Kendrick-Juliaetta Planning and Zoning Commission on September 16th. Yeah. We'll begin with having our minutes and the treasurer's report first. Over to you, Justin.
Okay, you want me to read the minutes?
Yeah, you might as well read the minutes. Then anybody listening can tell them.
Okay, the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting was on June 20th. The meeting opened at 7:05 p.m. in the Julietta City Council chambers. Present were Cynthia and I, Justin Cope, and Mike McGee, and the guests were Judy Fuller, Kathy Gross-Close, and Mark Snyder, attorney at law. The minutes from the previous meeting were read and accepted. The treasurer's report, the bank statement balance was $287.11. It was accepted as read. The public hearing opened regarding the Jim Smith subdivision, and Mark Snyder was the one giving the presentation. After the public hearing, a letter will be sent to Julietta City Council and a copy sent to Mark Snyder. Mark Snyder was allowed 10 minutes to present updated information. The board has copies of the packet for review. Mark Snyder presented 3 options for review. The waterline easement was discussed, as well as road validation of Old Main Street. An argument was made that if the city does not validate the road, the existing landowners on Riverview Drive will be landlocked. According to the surveyor, the road agreement proposed in the packet was discussed. The packet is included with the minutes for documentation for later. Cynthia agreed to summarize the presentation and create the letter for the City Council and for Jim Smith and Kathy Gross-Close. The meeting adjourned at 8:50 p.m. and the next meeting was scheduled for after the summer at the Kendrick Fire Hall. Submitted by Justin Cope, Secretary.
Okay. Anybody have any comments on the minutes?
I'll motion to accept them as read.
Okay, minutes is read.
Okay.
You want the treasurer's report?
Do you have a second?
We
Oh,
need
just
to-
accept.
Yeah, I mean, there's no changes, so it's accepted. It's
Okay.
read.
I wasn't there, so I can't really comment.
Okay, I'll go to my other folder. The bank balance on the statement dated 9/3/24, the bank balance is still $287.11.
Have we received the bill yet for advertising? That would come probably after the first of the month. Okay.
Okay.
So we've typed up the letter, everybody on the occasion has sent a copy of the letter from that public hearing, and the city also was it, but since there was no action needed on it so far, I'm going to have to talk to the city and make sure they put on the next city council meeting that we send it to them as they requested, because there was no action required, so with all the turnover we had in the city office, it never got put in the city minutes.
Say that again?
Okay, the city council had sent the Jim Smith thing back to us to make sure whether it met what we required. And so we sent a letter to the city council telling them that...
Oh, so you're talking about...
Yeah, I'm talking about this meeting we just
Okay.
had here.
Okay.
Okay, it's hard to keep track of 2 cities. So we're on that point where we've done everything we need to do except make sure that they recorded the minutes, so we did it. And Chris should be getting here any minute now. So shall we start to open the public hearing now? So
She'll have to catch up when she gets here.
public hearing will open at 7:12. And so, you want to make your presentation now?
Presentation?
Yes.
I can. Basically what I'm aware of is that Burton Brocky is requesting that, and I don't know the address of Dr. George's house.
301 East Main.
Thank you, 301 East Main. That would be on the west side of the residence. be expanded 6 feet outside the pole for the purposes of constructing a garage / shop, thereby improving the property and
Is he actually planning on building one himself, or is he just planning on having it so that somebody buying the property could build it?
You know, I don't know exactly where he's at on that. Both things have been discussed, so.
It's a little hard to make a good judgment when you don't have the, how long is it going to be along the front to back and things like that, so you don't know?
No, but he told me he's requesting that, because it was, from what I understand, 1 foot outside of the power pole
I don't know about the
in a
property.
previous meeting.
That was probably at the city council.
It was at
Okay.
the city council meeting.
Okay,
I was present there.
Okay.
yeah,
So he wants to vacate, instead of having a 7-foot setback,
Mm-hmm.
he would like to
Just
have
one.
just a 1 foot
Now, where does
setback.
the power pole come in on this?
The power pole's right on the corner.
I see a shadow of it here in this
Yeah.
picture.
I still think it's a few feet, the power pole's actually in the street.
It's in the right of way.
It's in the street, yeah. Um,
So,
Yeah. It's in that lawn. I've been mowing
Yeah.
around it, so.
so where, this is the edge of the property right here?
This is the
right?
property line and the street,
And he wants to come up to the edge of his property?
within a foot of the edge.
Foot of the edge, which is.
Well, actually, he wants to go 26 feet, which
Yeah.
it would have prohibited it from going that far. It would be, it would be within a foot of the edge of the property, instead of 7 foot back,
Right,
so
but we don't know how big he wants to make it from front to back.
I haven't.
Well, that would be the standard lot size.
Well,
The only,
no, I'm saying, is he trying to have, when the lot is, I didn't have my printout. with
It's
me.
30 by 100.
Yeah, 100 feet. Is he planning on, up to 26 wide, 50 foot long, 70 feet long?
Well, in the questions at the council meeting, he said that the depth could, as long as he abided by the setbacks, then it would be that long. And he's doing it mostly to sell it and for the variance to carry to the next owner.
thank you.
So it'd be 7 feet off the back setback and 7 feet off the front setback.
Well,
Well,
the back set, from what he said, he would be grandfathered on the back.
If he attaches to the building,
To the building.
existing building, and
Oh,
remodels
I
it,
see.
he is
And
grandfathered.
then what he wants is us to give him a variance to vacate 6 of the 7
On the
feet
side.
on the side. And then the front would be the same.
The same.
And I don't know if he would go clear to the front or
I
not.
should hope not, because you'd be covering up the windows
Well,
of the house.
yeah.
Well,
it'd be
yeah,
a
you can
lot.
cover up your,
He'd be taken away from the house,
Yes,
Yeah.
so.
but the first time I've ever had.
I think he
somebody-
was talking like a normal depth on the garage.
Sure.
don't
But I said it's very.
Up to 30 feet.
Sorry,
So,
Is there, would it be convenient for me to call him at home to ask him a question on that?
he's at dinner with his guests.
Always at dinner.
Yeah,
Email,
and-
right?
So they have to at his house with him then?
Well, or a restaurant, but
I-
it's pretty straightforward, isn't it? I
No.
mean, well, I mean,
You haven't seen what people do, so it's nice to have the information.
sure.
Is he talking about 30 foot, 50 foot, what is he talking
Yeah.
about?
yeah, it's
I told him he
26,
needed more information.
26 wide,
Right,
and I'm thinking 30 feet would get us like
yeah.
Yeah,
back.
And that is the number he mentioned at the
oh,
council.
he did mention it.
And could you folks restrict him to that?
That's why I was thinking we could.
Yeah.
You
But
could.
if I didn't know what his plan was, I don't want to ruin the plan, saying 30, if he wants 35,
Yeah.
this helps to have
Nothing
that.
extravagant, nothing huge. I think he's just looking for a garage.
For a garage/shop kind
Like
of thing.
folks have at their house.
So, that's what I know from the council meeting.
And that area, there's a city ordinance about not covering more than 50% of the lot with impermeable surfaces. But that whole section downtown, the
Everything.
reason, yeah, it's pretty much, and the reasoning behind that is more for up on the hill, so that the water will soak in up there and not come and drown the bottom, and you're already down as low as you can get.
Yeah.
And everyone on Main Street pretty much is over 50%.
That's what I'm saying, a lot of that was grandfathered in anyhow, but I'm saying, I don't think we need to worry
Looking
about
at the
giving
neighbors.
variance to that.
Even the new ones, they've taken more than 50%.
Yeah, I'm just saying that, I don't think we need to give a variance for that.
I don't think so.
Or we could if he wants one,
Well, we could just include it in the verbiage.
yeah.
So,
Do you want me to read the letter from the person who?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So it says KG Planning Zoning, notice of public hearing, and this is dated 9/4/2024. As long as the shop garage is not for commercial purposes, we approve of the requested changes. And this is from Ken and Shirley Gaylord, 306 East Main Street, Kendrick. So I'll file that with the
If I
public hearing.
can, since I'm here on Bert's behalf, I can
You're
say,
Ken?
pardon me?
Are you Ken?
No, sir.
Oh,
No.
sorry.
No, but I,
Got to introduce yourself again.
Oh, sorry, I didn't get
that's
it.
all right. Mark Gibbs.
Oh, Mark, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
It's been a while.
I know, it's
I've been a really long
Jim
time.
Rose says hi.
30 years.
Right. Yeah,
Okay. Got it, okay.
yeah.
It's zoned residential. It's up against industrial, but it's zoned residential, so whoever builds that, if they're gonna have to use it for that, unless they come back to the council and ask for a variance for that,
Yeah.
or a permit, or whatever.
Mhm.
So,
I can see the neighbor's concern. I wouldn't want an industrial shop next to my home.
no,
Yeah.
it's,
If I may,
yeah,
we
Introduce
live in
yourself.
305 on the other end of the block.
okay.
And my question is a simple one, is the mechanics of this variance. Is this something, I mean, a block, definition of a block is a marriage property, right? They're all on the same block. Are we gonna do something like this? Or is it an extension of a single property?
No, it's not extension. Okay, so there's an ordinance that says when you build on your property, you have certain setbacks you have to abide by. In the front, it's 10 feet, in the back, it's 5 feet.
I understand, maybe I wasn't clear. Are all three properties going to be shifted to allow this variance on the
No.
west side?
Nothing
No,
shifts,
No.
nothing shifts.
Because my only concern, man.
Oh, no,
No, I mean, shifting properties, that's like saying, well, I want to give him some of yours or take, no.
No,
Property lines are
What
property
he's doing is saying that he's got this piece of land, and where before he could only build this close to the edge here, now he's asking to build this close to the edge.
Sure, I understand that. I didn't
Yeah.
know the mechanics of
Right.
which this was going to be achieved.
Right.
That's why I was concerned, man, am I gonna be tearing down?
It's still his property.
trees?
No, it's still his property that he's talking about. It's just, he's asking the city to ease the ordinance so he can go into that restricted space.
Yep, I understand that. Like I said, I wasn't aware of the mechanics
Yeah.
to be used to accomplish that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
My
why.
question.
Yeah, no, great question, absolutely. No, that's totally good.
Okay, now we have two things we're supposed to meet.
Yeah,
The variance will not be detrimental to the public interest or other property in the vicinity of the proposed variance. So far, nobody has said that there will be anything detrimental, so that's okay. And the second one is compliance with setbacks, building height, yard or frontage requirements, and parking requirements prescribed would deny the property owner an otherwise permitted use of the property due to the parcel's peculiar physical characteristics. Now, the parcel doesn't have any peculiar physical characteristics, so how do we work around that?
well, the whole question is the setbacks, so.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite
Okay,
understand that.
well, the code says that there are two standards we have to meet. The first one being detrimental, that's not a problem.
Right.
But the second one has about being in compliance with setbacks, which is what he's asking to be a variance on. If he was in compliance with that, it says, would deny the property owner an otherwise permitted use on the property due to the parcel's peculiar physical characteristics. Now, if you built the shop 20 foot wide, which would be a possibility, he could build a shop one. Or he just wants to have an extra big one, right? 26
I
feet.
don't know about extra big.
Well, 26 is bigger than 20, okay? So he could build a shop 20 foot wide. But we have to figure out, because there's a permitted use building a shop, which he could, but he wants to build a bigger one.
A standard
A standard.
two-car garage, I mean,
It depends how you put it. I'm just saying that
Yeah,
he wants to build it farther out than the setback would allow.
right,
He's still allowed to build a shop there, or a shop garage there. He's not being denied, it's just he wants to build it bigger than the setbacks will let him.
yeah.
And we don't even know that he wants to build it. I mean, he hasn't said, Rose, at the city council meetings that he was definitely going to build it himself, has he?
Is that required?
No, it's
No,
not.
Okay.
but I'm saying that.
The variance
that's why
is
we
the
don't
only
know.
one, the
Right.
variance is the only one that transfers
Right.
to the next owner. A special use permit does not,
Right.
nor does the other.
Thanks for coming.
However,
Excuse me, Chris, our question has been answered.
if the neighbor on the other side was already on city right of way, I don't see there being a problem with the shop being built.
yeah, I'm trying to reason.
Paul Rush,
Mm-hmm.
he's on city right of way.
Right,
Which
that's true.
which one is
It's a
he?
60-foot wide road.
Right there, his whole property.
And just to let you
The
know,
road.
on the west side of that property,
So,
there's a sidewalk
I'm
that
just trying to
is
see
not
what the
standardized and compliant
intent of the
sidewalk.
compliance part
But
Yes, I know.
I
Is
don't
it-
think Bert
is
wants
it
beyond that
preclude
sidewalk.
him because,
Even if he did build a shop
because
there would be
his
a
property
sidewalk.
doesn't have peculiarities?
Still, yes.
Or, cause see,
It's a weird
my
rule.
whole thing about, and it was no different than over here with the lady over there, it's like, my thing is that unless there's a compelling reason to deny it, what is our compelling reason to deny it?
Well, I'm not saying about this one, but generally, if you've got a reason for putting in the code, which you should have.
Right.
Then you're supposed to have some compelling reason to not follow the rules.
Right.
So I'm trying to figure out what we're going to say.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's not gonna impact anything, and, I mean, Chris, you had a concern about the traffic?
Yeah, that was really my main concern, because I know, and because with how it would be, if it was gonna be, shop's gonna be taller, and with the semis and stuff coming through there, that was my main concern, was that.
We're still
Was being able to see the semis.
we're still like 12 feet back from the corner of the pavement.
Okay, that's
Even
what
though
I,
it's still-
that's kind of what I
We
didn't
could
know the
put that in.
distance,
that
you
Yeah.
is-
know, from
Yeah.
that.
We're still got a lot of visual around the corner, because the pole's been there forever.
Yeah.
And the pole is kind of the obstacle, not the
Well,
garage.
it's being able to see when somebody's coming down the
This is
alley.
true, but it's still,
So we could limit to how far from the back it has to be set back.
well, that's, yeah.
Because, you know, if you put something going right up there, then somebody coming here, they can't see very far, but if we said they had to say 10 feet or 12.
How does that work if it's already grandfathered?
It's already grandfathered, we can't really control that.
Can't really make it.
Yes, we can, in a variance. It's a variance, and if it was public, it would be a sort of public nuisance if you let somebody build it right up to the corner so that they couldn't.
Well, it's not up to the
It's not
corner.
up to them.
Well, if you're
it's-
only 1 foot from it.
You're not, you're 1 foot from the
Edge
edge of the property line,
Uh-huh.
not 1 foot from the edge of the road. The road is still 12 or 15 feet away. The road the road goes through the property, actually. Well, I should say the property overlaps it,
The property goes over the road.
because it's a 60-foot wide.
Yeah.
I mean, the alternative is we go through and we tell them to vacate.
I thought they were saying that the road was 30 feet wide.
It is 30 feet from the center.
Oh, from the
It's a
center. Okay.
60-foot road.
Well, then we don't have to worry so much.
No.
Because he had Terry Golding survey.
The second thing you do is you say, well, then we vacate 20 feet
Down
of
the
the
center
road.
line,
And then
so-
he doesn't have to worry about any of it.
That
I'm
might
sure
be-
about that.
that might be
Yeah, I know.
helpful anyhow.
He's the only one who
I don't know.
answers the phone.
I mean, we could give the council the option of vacating 20 feet of the road,
Well,
or,
or we could give a variance and council could vary.
and they could make their own mind. So we're gonna make the recommendation, whatever it is, but I don't see it's an issue
it's a
for
60-foot
visual, because it's
Yeah,
not gonna
that's my own-
substantially change the, I mean, yeah, right now you can see across all of that, because it's
Right,
not,
yeah.
it's not built on, but,
And nobody might build on it anyway.
Well, and it's not even for sure that anybody's gonna actually build a shop on it.
This is
I
true.
mean, isn't it just
Yeah.
possibly for the next buyers if they want to?
Yeah, if they want to.
He's just
Yes or
trying-
no, the house may not sell, and we may build a shop on there, but I'm saying that if the council would consider, maybe limiting the size and the height of the shop, if that helps folks, you know, because I mean, I wouldn't want a two-story shop on the, you know, on
Right.
Main Street, you know,
Some
so.
people have done
And
that.
of course, I mean, Bert's really reasonable, and
Yeah.
they don't want a big industrial shop, I think is what we're looking for, is just a standard two-car garage type.
the only reason why I was saying about the vacating is
That sounds reasonable.
Paul's already on 10 feet of it.
If we vacate that though, don't we have to give Paul the other half?
Yeah. So it's
Oh.
10 feet, it's 10 feet on both sides.
Why it's a 60-foot wide road, I don't know, but ours is 80.
That's what it was platted for.
That was back when they had the horse-drawn teams, you know, a whole lot of horses pulling some.
60 I understand, but 80 above my house I don't.
Well, that'll eliminate the whole issue, wouldn't it, variance for,
Yeah, but the problem is then there's costs involved in
Yeah,
that,
the
right?
lawyer fees.
oh, I see.
There's, you know, I mean, he did get the survey done, so there, it would just be recording it.
Yeah.
Recording it and the
And
cost
you know,
of
Val, I
it.
have a little bit of extra information that may be helpful.
Okay,
On the west side of the residence and the west side of the property, there,
Yeah.
on that through street across from Mr. Rush's house, there is a small sidewalk that's, I'm sure it's not within code or not whatever, but there is a sidewalk that runs north and south along the west side of that property. That
right,
I'm guessing maybe 2 feet wide.
okay.
It's very narrow. So, you know, I'm sure, you know, Bert's not gonna wanna build on top of that sidewalk. I'm just saying.
Well,
if-
that's way outside his property line anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's actually in the road, so
Okay.
the sidewalk's in the road.
Gotcha.
So, and so is the pole.
Okay.
Or the pole's like right at the corner of the
Okay.
road, or maybe a little further.
I've been mowing around it for all
Yeah.
summer. I should know where the
So, I
stake's
mean-
at.
Okay, so,
Anyway,
okay, do we want to have one-story shop, not commercial, as agreeable?
Yes.
Okay, and remember how far from the corner?
as far as you mean setback,
Yeah, the setback.
with all that room, I don't see the necessity to pull it back.
Right.
I just don't, but that's me,
Well, it
that's
just
my
seems-
opinion. It's because of all the space
If
there.
they're building in a garage or something, you're gonna have to have room for doors opening, probably.
Sure, but it's 26 feet wide, so it's only gonna be
No, I was
excellent.
just thinking because they might want to have it, how far back you figure.
But if you're gonna do a garage, it'll be, the doors will be
It'll be a
either
more,
up
Yeah,
or
you're-
to the side,
In the
right?
interior, yeah, they want,
I
yeah.
mean, we can't get into
It's not
what
one.
they should or shouldn't do
No.
as far as doors go.
But
Right.
you also are probably aware that according to city code, there's an expiration date in the variance. And the variance expires, the structure allowed by the variance is not physically established within 1 year of its effective date. And hopefully we'll have the place long sold.
I see, okay.
Yeah.
So after a year,
There
that
is a
variance.
timeline, yeah.
Okay, so
Just
if
wanna
you all,
make sure
if you all granted a variance, it would
Yeah.
expire after 1 year?
Yeah.
Okay, understood, that's fair.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it could be renewed.
Well, the point is though, if he hasn't sold it by then, he probably won't want to do it.
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
never know.
You don't know.
You guys know Bert too, he'll probably go down there and build one.
Maybe it'll sell
On his own, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so, I don't know.
Yeah, so, any other suggestions about what we should or shouldn't have in,
As far as, what do you think, Mike?
Garages are like train sets, they're never big enough until you have to heat them.
Right. That's some words of wisdom right there, I'm gonna remember that.
I have both.
Okay.
He does.
you know, that basement in that house would be wonderful for a setup for your model train sets.
I have,
Oh, you should, that, yeah.
I have. one room tied up already in that. 2 rooms, excuse me.
Anyway,
I can say that the shop slash garage, it will not be 2 stories. I mean, it will be one,
Yes, but we can put in that we're limited to 1 story, so that wouldn't even
Yes.
inconvenience you any.
yes,
But just make sure whoever bought the place would not go ahead and do it.
yeah.
yeah. Would that be written in the variance then? Okay, good.
And that would take the pressure off of you if somebody wanted to buy the property and build a 2-story, we could say, sorry, the variance is only for 1 story.
Right.
That's why I was thinking, you know, if we put a few other things like that, then you say, this is what we've got for you, and, you know, then nobody will argue with you.
Yeah. And if this is approved, it'll all be down, it'll be on paper and.
That's what
Yeah.
it
Okay,
should
I
be.
see.
Yep.
Thank you.
Make life a little easier for everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah, no guessing.
Because if it's written down, then it's not a matter of memory.
Right.
So,
I don't know. I don't see the sense in backing it up from the, but that's just my opinion. With all the room that they have to make the turn and see,
I mean, the other 2 are already
they're already,
that's true.
yeah,
there,
But,
close.
well, this one doesn't count as far as seeing return.
but this
And
one's
this
on the
one,
corner.
yeah, that one's on the corner too, it's not close.
Is that the Remiskey's house? I think it's the Remiskey's house.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the other end of the
On
block.
the-
Yeah, that's Remiskey's, that's the couple that
Oh,
was
yeah,
right
yeah.
there.
Robinsky, yeah.
That makes it,
Yeah, it balances it out.
yeah, it does.
Okay, does anybody want to make a motion?
I make a motion, we grant 6-foot easement relief on the variance.
Well, how about put in that it's not commercial?
Oh, and it's not
It'll
commercial,
only be 1 story.
and 1 story. How's that? I mean,
Okay. All in favor?
All right?
it can't be commercial anyway, because it's in a
You'd be
residential.
surprised what people try and.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't hurt.
They come back to us,
Right.
yeah, I got the big
Trying to
shop
set
built,
up
and I didn't realize that it couldn't be
They
commercial.
can try, okay.
So,
So,
we'll be
Almost
sending,
like they want
Justin will be writing out,
450-some thousand for
and
it,
maybe converts it to.
for the bank.
She came down.
Yeah, I think so.
So
She
does it
came
cost
down.
the city?
Right.
If I'm not done with it by Friday, don't panic, I'll try to get it done by Friday.
Thank you very much.
No,
So you'll have it done by Friday,
Well, I'll have it before Friday.
but then it still has to come to the council.
It still has to go to the council.
Yeah, even if it hasn't done by Friday, it has to come to the council, and then the council
Makes
renders
the
their
decision.
decision.
We just make a recommendation.
And our meeting's tomorrow.
Sorry,
night.
it's just government, the way the government does it goes slow.
And so next Monday night, or next Tuesday morning, we do have a special meeting. So we could put it in on the agenda for next Tuesday,
Okay.
for that. I'll talk to the council tomorrow night about it.
If that would work, that would probably be awesome, because I'm assuming that the business guests are gonna be.
Because there's 40 days, and then the council also has 40 days.
I see.
Doubtful that it's gonna take 40 days,
I see.
but,
That's the
Those are
outside
the
limits of
rules.
what it would be.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I'll talk to them tomorrow night, see if they want to put it on the agenda, because we have time.
Is there any other business? Then we can adjourn, and we'll have another meeting whenever there's more business.
Yeah.